Republican Glenn Youngkin has been elected as the next governor of Virginia. He's the first Republican to win statewide office in Virginia since 2009. In the first major election of the Biden presidency, joining us live now is Dr. Larry Sabato, the founder and the director of the University of Virginia Center for Politics. Doctor, good to see you. Thanks for your time this morning. So it looks as though this is going to be confirmed according to projections. What's your reaction to this?
It's bad news for President Biden. It's bad news for the Democrats who very, very narrowly control Congress, both the House and the Senate. They're up next year, obviously. That's the real midterm election. This mini midterm is viewed as an indicator of what may happen. And usually the indication is accurate. So this is not good news for President Biden, whose ratings now are quite low nationally, low 40s. In this state, which he carried by 10 points, Virginia, he's at 45%. And that was enough to defeat the Democrats for a wide variety of offices here.
Things can change, as you know, very quickly when it comes to politics. But this far out from the midterms or even the next general election, is it good night, Irene, already for Joe Biden, do you think?
Well, he's in office come what may until early 2025. So, no, I certainly wouldn't count him out. And even if the Republicans take over Congress, which is probably likely, at least for one house, he'll have all the executive powers and will do what other presidents have done, including Donald Trump, which is try to govern by executive order. So, no, this is not lights out.
Historically, though, it moves against the incumbent, doesn't it, in US politics? Whenever there are midterms, that's usually how it goes.
Yes, of course, the actual magnitude of the turn is what's important. And what happened today or yesterday in a couple of American states, including Virginia, suggests that the retrenchment and the move toward the Republicans might well be significant rather than minimal. Some midterms have small reactions, small quakes, and others have dramatic San Francisco style earthquakes.
Doctor, where do you think Joe Biden is going wrong?
He's had a series of missteps. I don't know that you can call COVID a misstep, but he mistakenly suggested that we were turning the corner. He declared our independence from COVID on America's Independence Day, July 4th. And then we had the Delta variant come full force. So it was a little premature. It was kind of like President Bush 43 with mission accomplished in the background on Iraq. And of course, it wasn't mission accomplished at all. The withdrawal from Afghanistan was clearly a disaster, and it caused many people to question whether or not President Biden was as competent as the image he projected during the campaign. And since then, there have been all kinds of problems, one in one direction or another, international or national. He is suffering from the traditional midterm retrenchment, but he's suffering from it earlier than most presidents do. They usually get through their first year relatively intact.
And then you've got the problem of inflation.
Inflation, the breakdown of the supply chain, a concern about where the economy is going if certain other things don't come into phase as they should have done already. But again, a lot of that is simply the pandemic. But people don't care what the causes are. When they're paying $3 or $4 a gallon for gasoline, which they are doing now almost everywhere, they get angry, and they turn that anger toward the incumbent party and particularly the incumbent president.
Critics often point to the president's apparent cognitive decline, and we've seen examples of that from time to time, Doctor. How widespread are those concerns when it comes to the voting public, in your view?
I think the public accepts that they elected someone who was 78 years old, is getting ready later this month to turn 79. That was part of the package deal. As somebody very near 70, I can tell you there is definitely a cognitive decline, but you try and arrest it as best you can. I wouldn't call I wouldn't call President Biden as showing any signs of real dementia. People are concerned, though, that this term lasts until he is 82. And some people think he'll run for re-election, which would mean that he would be 86 at the end of the second term, which may be a bridge too far, don't you think?
He's not doing that.
Probably not.
Yeah. Anyway, hey, Larry, really good to get your insights. Appreciate your time and talking to us this morning. Thank you. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.